you go.
All right, it says recording.
Yes.
Okay, this meeting is being recorded. Okay, welcome everyone. Bruchim Habayim. Can you see? Can you see?
I see Volvi.
Yeah, I'm here.
Uh-huh.
And
I
David,
see
maybe
myself
mute
up on the
everybody.
upper left.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
too.
Rabbi. Everybody
Yeah.
has to be muted.
Yeah, David, mute everybody so when the rabbi
Okay,
talks.
so if you can do me a favor, mute everybody until we have questions. Okay,
Right.
towards the end.
Okay, you'll
Okay.
have to unmute yourself, Rabbi.
I'll have to unmute myself. All right.
No, you have
Can't
to
hear
unmute,
you.
you have to unmute
Rabbi,
yourself,
can't hear you,
Rabbi.
Rabbi. We lost him.
Okay, I'd like to begin the session with the Dvar Torah from last week's Sedra. At the end of the Sedra, it talks about the Migdal Bavel, the Tower of Bavel. And the Pasuk says that Vayehi, it was at that time that the whole world was Safa Achas, the whole world was one language, Udvarim Achodim, and a few other things. Question, what does that mean? What is the translation of Udvarim Achodim, other things? Rashi says that Dvarim Achatim, it means the following. The scientists of the time figured out that from the beginning of the world until the Mabul was a total of 1,656 years. You can check the math. If you go back to the beginning of Bereshit, you'll see it's exactly 1,656 years. From the time the world was created that mankind knew until the flood was 1,656 years. So Rashi quotes the Medrash in which they said that after 1,656 years, what happens is that the sky gets weak, the firmament gets weak, and it opens up, and a deluge comes and destroys the world. So they had an idea. We're going to scientifically make it that this will never happen again. We're going to build a tower that's going to go from the ground all the way up to the sky, and we're going to build a support. It's going to be like a beam that's going to hold up the heavens, and then the water won't come down. Now, to us, this sounds a little ridiculous, but in terms of what they thought at the time, they believed that every single thing that happens in this world can be reduced to physical phenomena, just like so many people believe so today. And all we got to do is take care of the physical difficulties, and then everything's going to be okay. When it comes to the war in Gaza, there's no question that there were mistakes made. Every one of us knows that there were mistakes made, and there's no question that all these mistakes have to be fixed and taken care of. There's no question that we have to plug those holes. But what the people of the Dor Haflaga and we would be making a grave error if we thought that all we got to do, just as they thought, all they got to do is build a tower and support it, and the rest is not a problem. Because the issue is not a physical issue only. That has to be fixed. But the issue is, who's in charge over here? Who makes that rain? Who makes the sky fall in? Who makes everything happen in this world? So we have to realize, just as they didn't, that we're all in the Yad Hashem. We're all in the hands of Hashem. It's true, if we make mistakes, we have every responsibility to fix those errors. But ultimately, we have to recognize that we are under the hand of Hashem. And if they would have realized it, they wouldn't have tried to build a tower. They would have recognized that there are other methods in which to ward off another flood. We need to recognize that the power to wage war is not only by having guns and bullets and planes and tanks and missiles and so on. No question, you need that too. I'll discuss that in a minute. But basically, we have to put our faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every day here in Eretz Yisroel, there are a few things that are done in the davening, in the shul that I daven in, which is right a few blocks away. And one of them is that by order of the Rabbanut, the chief rabbinate, they say Avinu Malkeinu every single day after Shemona Esrei of Shacharis and Mincha, leaving out Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Lefanecha and starting with Avinu Malkeinu Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata. And we recognize that our prayers are efficacious. There is a famous dictum from Rev Tzadok HaKohen in the Tzidkas HaTzadik, in which he states, just as we have a responsibility of having emunah and belief and faith in Hashem, so we have to have emunah and faith in the prayers that we offer to Hashem. We have to believe that when we offer davening to Hashem and we daven for the sake of Klal Yisrael, that our prayers are efficacious. And consequently, now is the time to put that into practice. We believe tefillah helps. We believe Torah helps. We believe good deeds help. It's amazing how many good deeds have been performed by people for other people over the last few days. I'm going to give you some examples. There was a very large machlokes in this community. Just a week ago, there was a difference of opinion of something in the shul. Baruch Hashem, I didn't get involved in it. I'm finished with shul politics, as you could say. But I was an observer, and I noticed that there was a lot of animosity between two particular people in the shul. And I went over to one of them, and I said, look, I'm not saying you're wrong, but now's a good time to make amends. Perhaps you have it in your heart to go and apologize for the harsh words you said, even though you felt justified. Maybe it will bring Klal Yisrael a little bit closer together. It took a few days, but Baruch Hashem, just this morning, the two of them were back in shul, friends, everything was okay. It's miraculous what the tzara for Klal Yisrael can bring about, that we were able to make shalom. And that shalom is going to go a long way, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees it, and he sees how we're trying to do the right thing. Okay, let me report a little bit about something. Of course, not everything is rosy over here. Although, thank God, we had no siren warnings. We had no go to shelters in a week. It's been a week since we had any warnings whatsoever. Schools have begun to open once again. My granddaughter has school for 2 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Thursday. Let's say first through third grade, and then third through sixth grade has Tuesday and Wednesday, and then sixth through eighth grade has Thursday and Friday, and so on. And they all manage to get in a few hours of school each week. So many teachers are at the front, administrators, caretakers, and so there's a limited number of school. There aren't a lot of heads of households around. If you need to get certain services, they're not available because so many of the able-bodied men are out at the front. However, stores have begun to reopen here in Yerushalayim. Life pretty much goes on close to normal. The streets are not nearly as full as they usually are. Stores are not as crowded as they usually are, and not all of them are open, but generally there is a sense of unity and a sense of calm, and there's a sense that we are going to come through this well, and that Hashem is going to watch over the IDF as it does everything it can to wipe out this cancer that the world must get rid of, or else the world will become on life support. We had an incident in our community. It wasn't an incident, but something unbelievable. There are a lot of people who've lost relatives, brothers, sons, fathers, and an amazing thing has been taking place. the Inbal Hotel, the Plaza Hotel, all the hotels in Yerushalayim have opened their doors to the residents of Sderot and the other communities who can't go to their homes because of the war, and they've given them rooms free of charge, with board, with food, putting them up for a long duration of time, giving them place to live and making them try to feel as much at home as possible. They've donated this. The government, of course, has supported them, but it's an unreal thing to see the hotels are full, but they're full with residents of the South. The hotels opening their doors and taking care of them during this time. In our community, we had a very touching thing happen, and I'll tell you what happened. There's a gentleman from Sderot who showed up in our shul. We have a very small little shul, just about a block and a half away from my house, two blocks away. It's in a large building that houses many seniors, and there's a shul downstairs. And I daven in that shul on a daily basis, including Shabbos. And there was a man who came in on Friday evening and he started saying Kaddish. And he was a Sephardi of the Eidat HaSfardi, saying many extra psukim in Kaddish as they usually do. And some people went over to him and inquired who he was. And his name is Aryeh Cohen, and he was saying Kaddish for his son, who had just fallen in the battle for Sderot. He got up from Shiva just Friday night, and he was davening with us. On Motzei Shabbos, I was standing next to him when we were saying Kiddush Levana. And I turned to him when it came to the part in Kiddush Levana where you say Shalom Aleichem to the person next to you. And I just burst out in tears. I couldn't stop crying. So he took me and grabbed me around and said, Chazak, Chazak, Kol Yisroel Chaverim. And he started dancing with me in the Kiddush Levana. And this man has been in shul since that time. I'd like to mention the son's name, and if possible, if you could keep that name in mind. His name was Shiloh ben Aryeh HaKohen. Shiloh ben Aryeh HaKohen, 22 years old, who fell in the battle of Sderot. And his neshama should have an aliyah. The whole community over here took this man as part of its own. He was given an apartment by one of the residents who owned an extra apartment here, put up for Shabbos, and he was still here today. And we became very, very fast friends. We offered all the nechama we could, but it turned out that he was giving us nechama. He was giving us a sense of chizuk, that Hashem is in charge, and that we are friends. Kol Yisrael Chaverim. Okay. So I've given you the basic report of what's happening around here. We go shopping, we walk through the streets, we take buses, we go where we have to go. We're not going for joyrides. It's very difficult to balance normal living with the knowledge that, like for instance, the local pizza store, there are about 3-4 pizza stores within 2-3 blocks from here. And one of them, at least one, I haven't seen the other, two actually. 2 of them on Derech Hebron are closed. But they're not closed because they can't make pizza. They're closed because the owners and workers are out at the front line. One of the only major stores that are open, thank God, is Katzefet, the famous ice cream store. So there is some feeling that things are somewhat normal as Katzefet is open. I want to sort of end my part of the discussion with a Dvar Torah from this week's Sedra, a short little Dvar Torah. We know that there was a war between the 4 kings and the 5 kings, and ultimately the war ended with the kings of Sodom and Amorah, Admah, and Tzvayim losing out to the 4 kings, and the 4 kings killed the 5 kings, and they captured Lot, Avram's nephew, with them. So we have a hostage situation here. The nephew of Avram Avinu was captured by the forces of Sodom and Amorah, by the forces of the Gaza and other communities, killing out so many of the people of Sodom, Amorah, Admah, Tzvayim, and Bela, which was Tzoar, and capturing Lot. And Avram had to go and rescue his nephew. And it says that when Avram went to rescue his nephew, Vayorek es chanichav, he armed his chinuch students, the people that he taught Torah. And Rashi comments that chanichav, because it says chanicho in Gematria, is Eliezer. All he had with him was one soldier, Eliezer. By Yirdof Adana, with Eliezer, he was able to pursue the victorious 4 kings and get back Lot, because he had his students with him. Which student? The student that he had taught Torah. So we have the power, due to the study of Torah and the prayer that we offer. So many of the Jewish people are not in Israel, they're far away. We're all united. It doesn't matter that you're in the United States of America and I'm in Israel. It doesn't matter that the IDF is being manned by Israelis. You are also in the army, because the war of Hamas against the Jewish people was not a war against Israelis. It's a war against the Jews. And when you are united with us, we are stronger, because your tefillah, your davening, your improvement in small little incremental ways in the performance of mitzvahs makes a world of a difference as far as the Jewish people are concerned. And I'm going to end with what I said I was going to explain from the beginning of the video, which is, we say in Lam Natseach, Eile v'rechev, ve'eile basusim, va'anachnu b'shem Hashem Elokeinu nazkir. There are those who have rechev, chariots, ve'eile basusim, and there are those who have horses. Va'anachnu, and we call out in the name of God. So the Vilna Gaon asks the obvious question: what do you mean? Are you telling me that if somebody comes at you with a tank, a chariot, or a missile with horses, you're going to stand there and say, "Ha ha, shoot away! I have God on my side"? That's ridiculous, says the Vilna Gaon. That can't be the pshat and the pasuk. What does it mean in Tehillim Chaf, which we say every day out loud after davening? What does it mean? It means there are those who believe and put their faith in chariots, and there are those who put their faith in horses. We also have chariots. We also have horses. But we don't stop there. B'shem Hashem Elokeinu nazkir. We call out in the name of God. The IDF is going to war. Do you know that whole yeshivas have stopped learning to make tzitzis? Every bacher is making 10, 20 pairs of tzitzis a day. Thousands of bachrim are making tzitzis. Why? Because all the soldiers in IDF have asked to put on tzitzis as they go to battle. That's why. Because they know, we need those things too. But b'shem Hashem Elokeinu nazkir, we call out in the name of God. And that's what they do. And that's what we do. And that's how we're going to be successful. Yirtzeh Hashem. The terror in the hearts of every single one of us is palpable. We know it's there. We're worried. We're concerned. This is a major, major war. We hope that there won't be any new korbanos, but we need your prayers, your Torah, your good deeds. We need them. I'm here, you're there, but we're one. We're all together in this. So Rabosai, Young Israel Bethel has a great legacy to continue to do what we know we can do in order to help our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael. All right, we're going to open the mic now. Please unmute everybody. And if there are any questions, please feel free to go right ahead and ask.
Rabbi, you know who this is, right?
Yeah, my wife, the Rebbe
Oh.
just reminded me of one very important thing. This morning, we got a notice from the Times of Israel. Listen to this one. Over 1,200 Haredim have signed up for the IDF.
Yes. Right.
Right? Okay, we should be aware of that. Okay, question.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
not if you would see the sinner, the hatred here in America. Yesterday in Bay Ridge, 35,000 of them of the road came and had that they came from all over. 35,000.
Yes, I'm well aware of what's going on in the United States of America, from the hallowed halls of Harvard down to the Brooklyn streets. America is not the same safe America that it used to be. It's still safe. It's still safe. We have the guarantee of the protection of none less than the President of the United States of America, Congress, and our police forces. But when some members of the shul have called me and they said, Rabbi, you have to come back. You can't stay there. And I answer them and tell them, I'm in the safest place in the world. I feel safe here.
But
I
Snow,
feel very, very safe.
But Snow, could you hear me? This is Volvi.
Yes, next, go right ahead.
Oh, I just want to tell you something. I have one of my granddaughters are in seminary in Yerushalayim. I don't know which one. She was telling me last week that the school stayed up one night late. They made 1,000 pair of tzitzis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
nice, Baldy. Beautiful.
And they had tickets. My daughter had tickets to bring her back. She didn't want to come.
Yep. Good for her. She's in the safest place.
Rabbi,
Which city is she in?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, let me know. Maybe we'll be able to pay her a visit and say hello. I can't
Rabbi,
guarantee.
this is Steve. I had a question.
Okay, Steve, go right ahead.
Okay, so there's so many tzedakah organizations and charities out there, and every day I'm seeing more and more of, to help out the people in Israel. What, in your recommendation, would be a good tzedakah organization that really needs our help, really needs our money? Because there's just so many out there.
Yes, it's mind-boggling, and even if you gave a lot of money to each one, it's like a drop in the bucket. You're right. It's a real problem. Okay, so the National Council, I'm sure, has a fund that they distribute money. I haven't seen the name of that fund, but that does exist. But I can tell you that the Hatzalah, run by Eli Beer, is a number one guaranteed tzedakah that saves lives. It's called United Hatzalah. And I don't think you can go wrong by donating money to United Hatzalah. There are so many. And I don't have a clear picture of which one is more worthy than the other. Again, try the National Council, but it is well known that United Hatzalah does save lives.
Rabbi,
Thank you.
it's Pharaoh. My granddaughter is in the seminary in Jerusalem, I think. It's called Jewish and Lessons. Did Rabbi ever hear of it?
No, I'm sorry, but then again, I'm not up on all the seminaries.
No, I'm just saying.
Rabbi Snow, do you ever hear the yeshiva, Prager's yeshiva in Yerushalayim?
Which one?
Prager's yeshiva, Rabbi Prager's yeshiva.
No, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I did here today. That was very interesting. I thought this was interesting. I have a niece who's actually learning at seminary here in Yerushalayim. my brother-in-law, I said, so where is she? He said, I don't know the name of it, but they share a building with one of the big yeshivas for boys in Yerushalayim. So I told him, I said, okay, you better get out the shidduch resume. What else can I tell you?
Rabbi,
There
I
are-
gross
there are
you
a lot
for
of
the
people.
information.
I'm sorry?
Rabbi, for the information.
Rabbi Prager's yeshiva has 700 Bochurim there, and about
Yeah.
400 couldn't come back there from the States. So they took the hotel, what's it called in the mountains?
Rally.
And then 400 Bochurim and yeshiva over there started his man.
Okay, Baruch Hashem.
My
Baruch
son,
Hashem.
Shimmy's son-in-law is a Magachi over there, so he started over here.
Yeah, Torah learning has to continue. It doesn't matter where it is, but Torah learning has to continue. I have heard numerous stories of yeshiva bochurim that are coming back. Originally, they weren't planning to, but the planes are flying and they are coming back.
Another question, Rabbi.
Yes.
The news organizations do you tend to follow in English? Because I know there's so many news organizations out there. I'm just wondering, which do you find to be the most accurate that you like to check?
I wish I could answer. I wish I could answer that, but I'm not a politically astute pundit in terms of judging the veracity of news reporting. It's hard for me to get to the cutting edge of this. I do have a relationship with one of the reporters for Mishpacha magazine. Former student of mine is a very astute analyst for Mishpacha. His name is Binyamin Rose. He writes the Rose Report in Mishpacha magazine, and he has access to some of the keenest minds in the United States of America and in Israel, both in the military and in the political arena. He has amazing access to just about everybody that he needs to. And I've read some of his stuff, and I've talked to him about it because he also davens in the shul. I daven in every day. He doesn't come every day, but he's there a few times a week. And I think his analysis is right on the mark, and his contacts are very close to what we can expect in terms of the true reporting. So I don't know all the other. I know Arutz Sheva is a very widely read website, but there are criticisms of the sensationalism. The Times of Israel also is a well-known reporting website, but again, it's hard for a layman, especially me, who is really not deep in to the Israeli society as of yet, to tell you that it's accurate. But you can sift through various reports to get a general feeling of what's going on. And I do recommend Mishpacha's reporting because these people are dedicated to getting the truth out. They're honest, very brilliant. Some of them are really, really brilliant. Jonathan Rosenblum, Young Rose. These are people with very, very sharp analytical minds who have their fingers on the pulse of some of the leading politicians and analysts, and they speak with them. And I think you can get some indication from that.
So far, Fox News has been very, very pro-Israel.
Right.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
They were always. Fox was always pro-Israel.
And
they're always pro-Israel.
They're plugging on the website United Jewish Appeal.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, UJA is a good stocker for his time. No question. No question.
I put in the chat a couple of links actually to the United Hatzalah, which my sister-in-law created her own page. Part of that, they're looking to raise $5 million They currently have about 3 million raised. If anyone wants to click
Oh,
that link.
beautiful.
There's also a link for the Tzitzis project, which is also a project that was actually started before this all happened, but they've been in full gear now, also sending out tzitzis all over the country.
It's unbelievable. Mika Amcha Yisrael. It's like
Fox-
unbelievable.
Fox News had United Soul on many times.
Yeah.
Mm.
Klal Yisrael is unbelievable. I want you to know that the hotels that have opened their doors are actually owned by Americans. I know many of them because they come from the city of Elizabeth, the builders, the well-known names, you all know them, and they've extended their hands with tzedakah to open it up to refugees en masse. So it's, yeah, but they don't need the tzedakah. They're funding it, but the United Hatzalah probably is a better bet. I will say I want to wish everyone, only the best to all of you.
Same to you.
Shkoyach, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You should all be.
Thank you
should
very
all
much.
be your prayers, your davening, your kindness to each other, the unity of Klal Yisrael is felt here. We feel it. We sense it. We know that the American Jewish community, the Frum community, is solidly behind us. When we saw that 14th Avenue was wall to wall Haredim, Hasidim, and Young Israel people, and modern Orthodox, and it was all manner of people that were joining together. It lifted the spirits of the people
right.
here, Yerushalayim Eir HaKodesh, and it should lift yours too. Let's do everything we can to keep that
Rabbi, a tremendous achdus.
tremendous.
Tremendous.
Yes.
They even put on tefillin on one of the police officers.
Yeah.
In the which we saw.
Yeah, Sifa?
Rabbi Barber put on tzitzis on the police officer. He started speaking about Jewish, that he's Jewish. So he asked him, "Did you put tefillin?" He said, "No." Now is the right time.
Baruch Hashem.
That's
Baruch Hashem.
No.
And let's make shalom al Yisrael. Let's all be together.
A lot of people don't want
Let's
the
all work
pictures.
together.
They make the picture doesn't show.
I miss you people, and I bless you that you have shalom there and that we have shalom here. And if there's a need for me to come back on the video next week, in Yetz Hashem, we'll try again with some more good news in Yetz Hashem. So have a wonderful, wonderful
Well, the
week.
Rebbe gave very good news today.
I'm sorry?
What news?
Baruch Hashem.
What news?
What?
I said the Rebbe gave us good news
Oh,
today.
gave us. Oh.
Yeah, there is some good news. There really is. There really is some good news. The warmth of people who've joined together. I live in a building that's mixed. There are half of them from, half of them not. And we used to keep the doors open, but now we keep the doors to the building locked. And there's a problem with Shabbos because it's all electronic. And we worked out a system that everybody was comfortable with and that we're able to work with. And the non-frum were willing to go along because of Kavod Shabbos. So it's unbelievable. We
It's
can
unreal.
do it. We can do it. And Yetz Hashem, we will. So have a very good night and a good week.
Rabbi, we miss you very much.
Yes.
There's nobody like you.
Well, there's nobody like you either, Hesh. You're 1 in a million. If not 10 million.
I agree to that.
I agree.
Everyone is unique. Hashem
Rebbe is a großer shkoyach.
and we all have it. And we're looking forward to getting together at big simcha times.
Yeah.
Big simcha.
Amen. We should have a big quick nitzachon.
Amen. Okay, I'm signing off, so everyone should have a great, great week.
You too.
Take care, Rabbi.
Okay.
Zad
Well,
Take care.
give
All the
God.
best. All the best.
Okay. Have a good
All
night.
the best.